Good morning, class 12th children. Today we again continue with the chapter 14 of biotechnology and its applications. We see here, children, that in video 6 we had studied about producing human insulin. We also studied about the use of pro-insulin, which gives rise to mature insulin molecule. Then we also studied about the biotechnology ways of producing human insulin. Then we studied about the drug designing and various microbiological drugs that we studied together, and which produced, these drugs were produced by genetic engineering. We studied about monoclonal antibodies, about the definition of monoclonal antibodies. We studied about hybridoma technologies and hybridoma fuse cells also we studied about. Now today in video 7, we will first conclude with what we were studying about the importance of monoclonal antibodies. In monoclonal antibodies, we see that these are ideal, or these are best for early diagnosis of venereal diseases. These are sexually transmitted diseases. So monoclonal antibodies can be utilized for early detection of venereal diseases. About diseases like hepatitis B and other viral and bacterial infections, these can be detected early by using monoclonal antibodies. Then we see, children, that the monoclonal antibodies are employed in pregnancy tests and also in cancer detection, so that in pregnancy tests we come to know if there is any genetic defect early, before the embryo begins to form in a bigger way. And also early cancer detection is made so that it can be treated and can be cured early. Then we see that monoclonal bodies, they are used as immune suppressor for kidney transplantation. If you remember, children, we had talked about transplantation of various organs inside the body of human beings. So these begin to show allergic reaction, and the body begins to reject the new transplanted kidney or other organs. So the monoclonal antibodies, they are used as immune suppressors for kidney transplants. Then we see that the monoclonal antibodies, they are called as magic bullets. Why magic bullets? Bullets are fired by guns, obviously, children. So here the magic bullets, they go directly to their target antigen when injected into the body. Any antigen is a foreign material that tries to bring infection into our body. So when we use monoclonal antibodies, they go straight like bullets to the targeted antigens to finish them, and these are injected into our body. Then we see that monoclonal antibodies, they have been shown by many researchers that are working on ways to attach drugs to antibodies as a way of efficiently bringing drug and disease cells together, so that the disease cells can be cured by these drugs or monoclonal antibody drugs. Then we see another application of biotechnology, which is known as immunity engineering, children. Let us understand this. Certain immunodeficiency diseases, that means where our body has got a deficiency of immunity in us. For example, AIDS is also an immunodeficiency disease, children. So we see that certain immunodeficiency diseases are eliminated or removed by replacing the defective parts of the immune system with healthy parts. The defective parts are removed and the healthy parts are developed. Then we see another application of immunity engineering, transplantation of bone marrow cells produced by beta lymphocytes in our bones, lymph nodes that are produced, and spleen or thymus, which is a producer of T lymphocytes. These are being increasingly brought into clinical practice by immunity engineers. Then we see how immunity engineering works. Tissue incompatibility problem. When tissue is transplanted into a new human being, then our body may reject, and this incompatibility problem is minimized or it is reduced, children, in organ transplantation by use of immunodepressive preparations of immunity engineering. Then we come to, children, diagnosis of infectious diseases. This is very important because there are so many infectious diseases. If they are diagnosed early, then they can be cured also. There are DNA fragments, children, that recognize specific genes and act as probes or act as detectives to detect or to identify genetic information of any organism. For example, let us see, new class of diagnostic agents is made available. These diagnostic agents is a new class which can find the place of defect or place of infection. Then we see DNA probes or the DNA detectives. They can identify a specific sequence of DNA of the infectious organisms and can direct the doctors towards the cure of that problem. Then we see the DNA probes or detectives. They are designed to detect the presence of hereditary disorders before the birth of a small child by probing the fetal material through amniocentesis. If you remember, the amniotic fluid that is inside the womb of the mother, so this amniotic fluid is taken out by injection, and by study of it we can pinpoint if there is any hereditary disease in the developing embryo. So an early detection of that can be healed. Then we see DNA probe technology is also used for diagnosis of infectious diseases like cancer and genetic disorders. These can be cured by DNA probe technology. Then we see MABs. If you remember, children, MABs is the abbreviation of monoclonal antibodies. The MABs or monoclonal antibodies, they have helped in improved detection of circulating viral antigens despite immune complex formation. So we see that early detection of viral antigens helps us to kill these from our bodies and make our bodies germ free. Then we see MABs or monoclonal antibodies. They have potential value in study of hepatitis B virus and certain liver diseases in our body. Then we see MABs or monoclonal antibodies are used in diagnosis and treatment of tissue typing for transplantation centers, and blood grouping is also taken care by MABs. Then we see MABs or monoclonal antibodies have potential use in tumor scanning. So if tumors are detected early, cells that are becoming tumorous, then they can be removed in the beginning itself. Then we see that the monoclonal antibodies, they have help in enumerating and distinction of human lymphocyte subsets at different stages of development. Human lymphocytes, they are there for fighting against the antigens or the germs. So these lymphocyte subsets, they are developing at different stages. So for detecting this also MAB is used. Then MABs are used in cancer diagnosis and analysis of complex antigen mixtures that are there in the body and how to finish these antigens. Then we see that MAB is used to define tumor antigens and early detect them and finish them. Then MABs is used as definition of human renal antigen. So renal antigens, they can be detected. MABs is used in non-infection diseases of endocrine system and make possible to measure concentration of hormones in body fluids. How much hormone should be there in the body fluid. So MAB helps in non-infectious disease of the endocrine system, finding the non-infectious disease by helping us to measure the concentration of hormones in our body fluids. Then we see children, in 1984 about 15 genetic diseases could be diagnosed by DNA restriction analysis. So this helped in early detection of genetic diseases. In next decade, in the next 10 years, children, it is expected that DNA probes or DNA detectives complementary to human oncogenes. What are oncogenes? Oncogenes are genes with potential to cause cancer. So these are detected early by DNA probes, and these will become a specific analytical tool that will permit monitoring of oncogene expression in tumor cells. So before these cells become malignant and tumorous, the oncogene expression is detected by DNA probes. Then we see human gene therapy is also an application of biotechnology. Gene therapy can be defined as direct modification of the content, organization or expression of defective genetic information in cells or organisms to provide functional genes and gene products. So we see wherever defective genes are there, those genes by human gene therapy can be cured. Not only can those genes be cured, but they can be healed, and other gene products can be provided, other functional genes to replace the defective genes. In this we have many therapies. For example, we have somatic cell therapy. What is somatic cell? You remember, which is a non-sex cell. Is a somatic cell, like our skin cells and like our liver cells. All these are somatic cells. So the somatic cell therapy aims at correcting some grave diseases by repairing the concerned gene responsible for disease. Those genes which are disease causing, those genes are repaired by using somatic cell therapy. Then we see that the genetic therapy of certain severe immunodeficiency diseases is a good example of somatic therapy. Then we see that body loses power to produce protein due to defective genes that are present in that area, which is essential for normal immune function. But we can alter or repair these defective genes, and it's possible to cure this disorder totally. Then we see there is germline therapy. This is just the opposite of somatic cell therapy that we studied earlier. germline therapy aims at correcting defects in reproductive cells. Instead of somatic cells, germline therapy helps in correcting defects in reproductive cells, and thereby not only stopping the disease but also producing a means that the corrected genes would be genetically transmitted. The genes would be genetically transmitted to the offspring. So even the corrected cells, they are transmitted genetically and correctly in the offspring or in the progeny that are born in the next generation. So children, thank you for watching this video and have a good day. Thank you.